Good morning and hello, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review for Wednesday the 27th of July 2022. Quick look at yesterday's. Well no, in fact we don't have any racing for yesterday. That's because we had no bets, so that was a mistake. So we're straight into today's racing. We've got no filter 1, which is our structure filter. We've got no ratio filter, but we do have an alternate. It's at Leicester on the flat. It's the 810. It's a claiming stakes class 4 3-year-old plus 1 mile 3, 179 yards, good to firm. Model 91. Right. What does that mean then? So 1 mile 3, 179 yards. Nearly 1 mile 4, mile and a half. Dundalk on the all-weathers 94, fair bit quicker. Lingfield's 93, Kempton 92, getting nearer, and Newcastle 91. So it's an exact match. Wolverhampton 90, a bit slower, and Southwell, Southall, and Chelmsford 89, fair bit slower again. So it's on the slow side, definitely on the slow side. A sort of a stamina situation, which is worth bearing in mind. Right, there's 3 horses in this race. So what can we do? Well, let's see if we can knock out one. The number 1 to knock out is this Bugle Major. What do we know about Bugle Major? Basically, it's been on the slide from handicap. It's its original handicap mark was 99. It's now 76. Dropped 23 pounds. It's still basically, if you look at its form, it's been running over 1 mile 6 at Salisbury, model 90, which is slow, which potentially would be all right. And Windsor 1 mile 3.5 soft, 92 again, potentially all right. But this horse is seriously one-paced, and it's a water treader. By that we mean it just bounces up and down and doesn't really have any forward motion on it. So we can give that the chop. Once you get rid of Bugle Major, which is a 7-year-old. So you're left with 2 then. You're left with this 4-year-old, number 2, Bear Away. And Bear Away, there's a lot to like about Bear Away. Basically it's running at Southall over 8 furlongs, which is modelled 92, so it's a good fit. Southall again on the 25th of the 4th on the all-weather, same fit. And Pontefract 8 furlongs, a bit slower, 90, and that was a very decent race. That was a 70.94. That was a claiming handicap, and so on the face of it, Bear Away is the one. The problem with Bear Away is that the odds are significantly screwed off. It's about 11 to 8 now. And the other issue is it's got another half mile to run, so potentially it could just fade out in the last furlong, and that would be a problem for us. So what we've done is we're using Bear Away as our break-even hedge. So we've got 0.175 on at about 11 to 8, 0.1875, and that equates, if you're using £8 a unit or multiples of, as £1.50 of the £8. So and then that brings us on to number 3. Hats off to Larry. Well, this is quite an interesting horse. It's an 8-year-old. Was a decent flat horse, and it's been running over national hunt hurdles, and it'll definitely stay. And that's the point. And if you look back at its form, hats off to Larry, and you go way back really. You have to go right back to the 5th of the 7th, 19. So the 5th of July 2019, and you can see that it was running at Sandown, which is a very good fit. Sandown 10 furlong, good to firm, -2 lengths, and that was running off 84. And when you're sort of translating right back about 3 years, it's obviously iffy. But it's, as I said, it's been translating into a hurdler really from there. So it's got the potential, this horse. And one thing you can say about this horse is it will definitely stay. So if this one folds, then this will be the one that will take advantage of it. And as such, we've got 0.25 a unit on the ballot, roughly 4 to 1. So it's the equivalent of our £8 having £2 £2 on, hats off to Larry. So with our 150, 2 and 150 is 350. 350 as a fraction of 8 is 0.4375 exposure in terms of what. So we're risking 0.4375 of a unit on those two, using number 2 bear away as our break-even hedge. And if for any reason this horse just runs out of steam, then hats off to Larry. We'll just donkey past it, in our opinion. So and that ultimately will be the payday. So what we're really saying is that bugle measure should be out of it. Normally we'd be having a go, if the odds were around the other way, we'd be using hats off to Larry as the break-even hedge, and having a bit more of a go at bear away. But the market doesn't want to let us do that, so we're going to have to do this. So we're using bear away as the one we think is going to win, just to get our money back, and it's giving us effectively a shout at having a decent return on hats off to Larry at 4-1. So we'll see how that pans out, and review it tomorrow. So anyway, if you subscribe, thank you, and thanks for watching, and goodbye.